Hi, Anthony. It's Miss Strother, and here I have the screencast of your first draft of your final exam project essay. So I went ahead and took it from Google Drive and put it into the Word document. Now we have a small problem in that you've set up your Google Drive document so that it's view only. So I don't really have a good way to put the comment in there, so I'm just going to have to email you back. I hope that everything has worked out okay. But the first thing I do when I'm doing a screencast is I kind of go through the basic mechanics and see if you have everything that you need to just from just a quick view. So what I can see first off is that you have MLA formatting for your heading, which is beautiful. You have a nice title. It is unique. It is not just heroism. That's fabulous. I can see that you're missing some things in your introduction. Definitely. Go back to that yellow paper, the planner. And in the planner, you're going to find some other things that you need to put in here. Now, this is a contraction, and contractions need to be, instead of don't, it needs to be do not. Because now you are at an upper level, you got to make sure you're using formal language. When you are showing short stories, you want to put quotation marks around them. The Odyssey is a longer work, so it has to be italicized. Make sure you capitalize that every time. And I Am Malala is a short, it's actually called Malala the Powerful. And as you have in your works cited list, it's actually by Kristen Lewis. Something, I think that's how you spell it. You'll have to check it. They all. Who is they all? The characters in these stories. Okay, we will go back and do that. So make sure you're fixing these here, just like I did up here, for example. Okay, make sure that they look similar. But you've got your thesis statement in here, which is awesome. I can give you 5 out of 5 points for that. And I can see that we've got really short paragraphs without quotations, but you collected quotations, so make sure that you're using them. Put them in there. You took the time to go look for them. And you have your conclusion. Again, make sure you've got these cited correctly. And missing a capital letter there. And you have a works cited list. Yep, Kristen with an E. Okay, your works cited list looks great. One thing I would do is needs to be a little more space in here. Make sure that when it comes down to the second line, it needs to look like this. So make sure you've done that. So it's like an indent, but it's not. It's called a hanging indent. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read your introduction, one body paragraph, and your conclusion out loud because I have limited time on this screencast. So let's start. Heroism is when someone protects the world and they protect people and whatever they believe in. Wow, I love it. How about heroism is when someone protects the world, comma, people, comma, and whatever they believe in. Then it's a little bit shorter, it's a little bit simple, and it doesn't start to feel like a run-on sentence. They're sort of towards the end. That's awesome. It looks to me like that is your definition. So typically people put something before this, some sort of like intro sentence, but I like yours as an intro sentence once it's kind of cleaned up like this. So leave it like that. They do not let people mess up their dreams. For example, okay, so here's maybe what you want to say, for example, in Superman and Me by Sherman Alexie, and you want to tell what happened in that story. So you can say, a man, let's see, we need to make that no color. A man reflects, that's not the way it's supposed to be. A man reflects on his life and the heroes who encouraged him Oh, maybe we want to use the word protected, right? Who protected and encouraged him as a boy. Cool. Or maybe instead of encouraged, we could say inspired, because he too wanted to be like those heroes. He wanted to protect the world. He wanted to protect people and what he believed in. Okay, so just like this, how I here have a sentence introducing Superman and me, you must also have a sentence for each of the other stories. And if you do that, then that will extend your introduction, but also is correct. The rest of your essay, your body paragraphs, you're supposed to be proving your thesis here. You're supposed to be proving that the hero has an impact on literature. You're not supposed to be proving that there are heroes in it. You're supposed to be proving what the impact is. So you put in the quotation. Okay, so let's go back to your introduction. The characters in these stories all stand up for what they believe in. Very nice. What they believe in. Yeah, they all do. All three of them do. Interesting. Cool. The theme of being a hero has an impact on literature in Superman and Me, I Am Malala, and The Odyssey. Nice. Okay, Sherman Alexie was a writer who stood up for what he believed in by writing about it. Okay, not your typical introduction sentence for a body paragraph, but that actually works out because you're going to talk about it. Oh, look, you do have a quotation in here. You just had to put the quotation marks around it. My father loved books, and since I loved my father with an aching devotion, I decided to love books as well. We were poor by most standards, but one of my parents usually managed to find some minimum wage labor. Another something, which made us middle class by reservation standards. Okay, so here is how you do this. I believe that is on page 1. And then the period goes on the outside. So you have your quotation marks, 1, parentheses, 1, period. So unfortunately, you're not getting the points on your draft for that. You got to put those in. I don't really know what this means. So this is the part where you analyze it. Analysis. It should be something like Sherman's story, life story maybe, was impacted by the fact that his father loved books, even though they did not have much money. His parents worked hard and they managed to give their son the gift of reading. His ability to read and love of reading impacted his future. He was able to go to college and become a famous author. So this is one way to analyze it. Realize that what I'm doing is I keep using life story. That's what I was going to say. Story instead of literature. I'm using story, sorry. Impacted. That's also, you can see back up here in your thesis statement. His story was impacted by the fact that his father loved books. So then I go to explain that. Even more detail. His parents worked hard. They managed to give their son the gift of reading. His ability to read and his love of reading impacted his future. So it had an impact. There I'm using the word impact again. He was able to go to college and become a famous author. So maybe not only famous author but become a famous author who shared the life of Native Americans. Because this seems to me that this is what he believed in, right? Anyway, so you're kind of trying to connect too many things here, trying to talk about what he believed in, but also talking about how being a hero has an impact on literature. So try to focus on one. But here's the thing. The only major thing you absolutely have to have in your body paragraphs is this analysis. The analysis is the important part because that is where you say what the quotation from the story, what that proves. You decided you wanted to prove this, that the theme of being a hero has an impact on literature. So now you got to prove it. Now you got to show people who are reading your essay, how that's true. And this is in every essay you do. You've got to go and say, see, look, what I said was that being a hero has an impact on literature, and see, this quotation, it shows you how the hero has an impact on literature. Okay, one of the other things that's in the rubric is that you will have 2 quotations per body paragraph. It's okay if you have 1 per body paragraph. I'm just going to grade you on that. But the analysis is so important. It's about 1/3 of your grade. So make sure you're getting that in there. Okay, so now it's time for your conclusion. Heroism affects, this is actually an A because it's a verb. Affects good and evil in Superman and Me, I Am Malala, and the Odyssey. The theme of heroism has an impact on literature in Superman and Me, which you're going to fix with quotation marks, as Sherman Alexie was a writer who stood up for what he believed in by writing about it. The theme of heroism has an impact on literature in I Am Malala because she fought for what she believed in. What was it that she believed in? Be clear. Capital letter here. The theme of heroism has an impact on literature in the Odyssey. Oh my gosh, capitalize and italicize that. Since Odysseus was a hero because he fought in the Trojan War. Oh my gosh, capitalize Trojan War. Authors create, maybe their work. Create maybe heroes to show that you do not have to be afraid to do what you believe in. That's beautiful, Anthony. That's a beautiful, beautiful ending. And of course, your works cited will go on its own page. But oh, what a beautiful ending. So that's great. So now you know exactly what you need to do in your different paragraphs. Quotation marks around your quotes, and go ahead and do lots of analysis. So I look forward to reading your final draft, and come see me if you have any specific questions. Great job.